Hello and welcome back to my channel, Andy the Wildflower. I'm Andy, and today I got a deck in that I wanted to do a flip through and walk through, which is the Wake Me Up Tarot. I will put a link in the description box below if you're interested in purchasing the deck. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, I'll put a link to my Etsy shop and website, and I hope you enjoy. Let's head down to look at the cards. Okay, so here is the Wake Me Up Tarot. This is the box. It's a two-part box with that. It comes with a guidebook, which is, there's the title card. There's the backs. And my box came a little ripped. I don't really care about that, but some of you might. And then it's got little images of the cards in black and white. And there's even some spreads in here. So, disclaimer. Okay, so let's get into the cards. So I'm going to start with a flip through, and then we'll come back, a flip through to some music, and then we'll come back and we'll do a slower walkthrough of the cards. Okay, let's take a more in-depth look at the cards here. And so we start with the Fool. And I love the carefreeness of how she's falling, but enjoy. And the bird is trying to hold her up, trying to pull her back, trying to assist her. And the Magician seems like she knows exactly what she's doing, what she's working on. We see all of the elements, the wands and the pentacles, the cup, and the sword in the front. And the High Priestess. And we see the pomegranates on the curtain behind her, and the black and white pillars represented with her hair. We see the moon cycles right there. And the Empress with the wheat in the background. And the Emperor, looking very strong and commanding of his empire for sure. And the Hierophant. We just see an image of a book being handed over, which I think is such a gentle representation of the Hierophant energy here. And the Lovers. We have the yin yang in the background there, and maybe a nod to Adam and Eve with our apples on the table. Twin flames maybe in the front. There's definitely a lot going on here that you could work with. The Chariot. I personally don't like cards that show this. I've seen this kind of image done as the Chariot before. I think it was the Chariot card in the Ink Witch Tarot, and I didn't care for it. But it is, they do describe it in the guidebook, and if you think about it as a chess player kind of planning your next move and going forward, it does work, but it's not my favorite. Strength. I love this. The Hermit. We have the Key and the Lamp. There's, again, a lot to work with the imagery in the card. And the Wheel of Fortune with the Hourglass. And the Night and Day. And Justice with the Scales. And the Hanged Man. That different perspective. When I first flipped through the card, of course I had to turn it right way up to really see what we're looking at here. And it's really cool. Death. And Temperance. And then you have the wings of Temperance in the background, and the chakra. Nod to the chakras on the picture in the background. This Devil is very interesting. The way they're reaching their hands into each other's chest. Like, are you grabbing too much? Are you taking too much? Is someone taking too much from you? Really leaves a lot to work with. And the Tower. Just like a wedding cake. With the figures falling. Again, a great representation of the Tower energy. The Star. I would maybe like a little more here, but you could certainly work with it. And the Moon. I love the sun. I don't know why, but he reminds me of Humpty Dumpty on his unicorn going around, living his best life. And Judgment, which it's great burning away those things that have been binding you. And the World, getting to the finish line. Then we go into the Cups. Such a great celebration here. And everybody's bringing in their own thing. They have their own style. And the Four of Cups really speaks to that disinterest in what's going on around you. Focusing very internally. The Five of Cups. And the Six. It's a great representation of those memories of childhood, of the past, with the Polaroid picture. And the Seven. I thought the hand in the cup was really interesting. The engagement ring, money, text message, car keys, a book. And the Eight of Cups. And the Nine. When you think your abs look all that and you're taking your selfie, feeling so good. It's interesting too how this ribbon is tied around the three of them, you know, that unity. On the Page. Love you. Hello, Mr. Knight. Oh, the Queen is beautiful. See her really taking in that, what's going on around her, and really intuitively painting, expressing herself. And the King of Cups with his puppy. With the Ace of Wands, which I love, it's a pencil. A pencil tree, or a tree pencil. It's really cool, with the water coming out of the tip. And the Two. Vacation or work? Which way should we go? And then we see the adventure begin in the Three. And the Four. And the Five. They don't seem like they're working all too well together. If you look closely, the guy at the bottom doesn't seem all that happy. And the Six. And the Seven. And the Eight. And the Nine. She's really sweating it out here, but look how much she's gotten done. What's the time? See the time on the clock. Interesting though, look, the door, it's like double, it's like padlocked, it's like locked. I don't know, it's a lot you could work with there. You can do it. You see that posted in the background? You can do it. She's two days from her deadline. So much to work with there. And then looks like my mailman. I met on a spending spree. Sorry, pal. He's got it though. I mean, kind of, unless that's your letter. The page. And the Knight. And the Queen. Are there people taking pictures of her because she's so fabulous? Is that what those cameras are? Or the phones surrounding her? Can't disagree on her fabulousness. And the King. And the Ace. And there's like a handcuff that was around their hand that's being broken free. So much to work with there. Cutting through those darkness in between. And the 2. And the 3. She's trying to glue it together. There's a lot to work with in this one too. And the 4 with the bathtub is really good 4 of Swords energy. Reminds me, like, you know, when you're in that moment and you're just like, I just need to go take a bath. It'll be better. And in the 5 of Swords, I can feel she's feeling victorious, but there's damage has been done to the wall behind her and the upturned cup. And the 6, looking back at that rain clouds behind. And the 7, this mask. And the 8, and he's down between those doors, the blindfold, and there's a laser. Huh. And the 9. And the 10. I do enjoy this when it's not a person. The poor teddy bear. But, and there's new growth coming out, right? Even from the teddy bear. And the sun is, you know, in the background. A lot to work with here too. And the page. And the Knight. And the Queen. Interesting with that cup turned down. Like, a lot to work with how that her emotional body is. And the King. Then we get to our last suit, the Pentacles. I love the doorway. You know, like a welcome to new opportunity. And the 2 is adorable with their ice cream cones, the pentacles on top. She's struggling, but she's got it. She's trying to lick that one on her left. And the 3 they're working together on some music with all their different instruments. And the 4, he's grabbing on tight to his piggy. I couldn't tell it was a piggy bank at first, but it is his piggy bank. And the 5 in the rain, this cat counting his pennies, Band-Aid on his forehead. And the 6. And they're not passing money back and forth, they're passing pentacles back and forth, but someone's lending a hand to someone else. And the 7. Not hoarding the money, but organizing, counting, figuring it out. I wonder if that's like an indication of like, you know, planning and, you know, planning with the money or bills. And the 8. Making pentacle purses, leather purses. I would buy one of those. And the 9, she's fabulous. She looks like she's freshly pampered after a spa. We have the lilies in the front, and then there's her bird in the back. And look, see, it looks like there's all these packages with her beauty products. And the 10, and the deck wins because it's a pug. Shh, don't tell anyone so they don't steal the deck. I'm talking about my daughter. She loves pugs. So I'm going to be putting this back and burying it in the deck so I can keep it. And the page. I love this for the page. And the Knight. Looks very stable and trustworthy. And the Queen. And finally the King. So that is the Wake Me Up Tarot, designed and illustrated by Ratan Wadi Sukhapad and written by Roshni Shavdev. Said, I've been withholding this project for many years. Oracle and tarot ideas only stayed in my mind. I waited for the right time because didn't have the courage to take action until I realized that I don't have to be perfect to start something. I'm enough to make it. As I started this project, I felt fulfilled and in love with what I'm creating. This can be what passion feels like. I am so grateful for the opportunity, and I'm so proud of myself. And I thought that was just a beautiful sentiment. And as with this paragraph, there are some grammatical errors throughout, but not too bad that you can't for sure get the meaning. So thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think.